For many years, we have heard and come across super deadly disease outbreaks like the one that we recently had, COVID. This kind of outbreak could wipe out chunk of population in couple of months. But this outbreak that we are going to talk about is far from the usual one. So let's know about it more onto the fact. In the middle of July 1518, for no reason, the residents of the French town Strasbourg started to dance on the street. The people were not dancing willingly and they were not able to stop even when they were restrained or physically exhausted. It first started when the housewife named Rutofia got out of the house and started to dance. She danced on the street for almost a whole day and her husband was really embarrassed by it. Somehow she was able to take rest at the night, just waiting for the next day to rise, and on the next day again she started to dance. And this time her feet started bleeding, but still she never stopped. She was not alone, and there were a lot of more people who joined her for a spontaneous dance off. There were a lot of them who voluntarily joined the dance session that was going on the streets, and not to mention they were dancing without any music. A lot of them danced until they were extremely exhausted and some of them even died. This quickly grew into a full-ground crisis that city council has no clue how to deal with. The authorities and the medical experts were only able to figure out that these dancers were not having fun while dancing. They were screaming with pain and begging for help for whatever they were suffering from. When the summer was at its peak, as many as 15 people were dying every day as the outbreak continued in the hot temperature of August. The city council tried a number of cures like restraining the dancers by wrapping them into a cloth. The music was also laid off so that the music was played when the dancers were exhausted so that they could exercise the need of dance from their bodies. All of this never worked and it just worsened the problem. The Strasbourg plague of 1915 was not a unique incident. There were a lot of other incidents that struck along the river Rhine in the small towns and villages. But they affected relatively small number of people and no death were registered. The only thing found common between the people who were suffering was their belief system. Many believed that Saint Vitus could curse the sinful to dance themselves to death. This strong belief and seeing others dance against their will compelled many others to join in. The problem was actually in their mind. After 2 months, the council thought that they could take all the affected dancers to the mountain top so that they could pray for absolution. Given this chance to set the guilty soul to relief, many of them started to regain the control over their body and stop dancing. The council was able to overcome the plague in September 1518. This was the most severe plague and that was the last plague that struck in Europe. But the incident was recorded in the books of history for the mass mania ever to occur. The incident took more than 400 lives. Modern experts don't all agree on what caused 1518 outbreak. It is suggested that possible grain poisoning, which is known to cause conversion, is the culprit. Others even believed that all this cause was by the heretical cults that emerge every decade. But all these theories were never been proven. This brings us to the end of the video. Hope you find it interesting. Stay tuned for more to the facts. See you in the next one. Take it easy.